What's up, team, and welcome back to another episode of the Sunday Stock Show here with Lucas. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my top 3 picks for this week, as always. And again, don't forget, we've got another big earnings week coming along here. The big earnings weeks were in the past couple of weeks, but we still are in the earnings season, and we're about to finish that up this week and into next week. We've got some big companies like Best Buy, a lot of big banks as well. We've got a few EV stocks. You also want to keep an eye out for like Dollar General, Dollar Tree, stuff like that. Maybe even Gap or Peloton. Some big earnings that are going to be playing, so make sure to keep them on your watch list. And as always, this video is for entertainment purposes only, and it's sci-fi time, so let's get into this. So the first stock that I want to talk about is going to be ticker symbol TSLA, which is Tesla. As we all know, Tesla has been very bullish in the past. So far, in the last few months, it has been consolidating in this little pattern here. However, we have been on an uptrend ever since we hit these lows over here. So we can draw ourselves out a little line over here. And going upwards, we do see that the lows, we've been hitting higher lows every time and higher highs. We've recently just sold off here. The reason of this sell-off is because of there being basically they're starting to research and investigate some of the Tesla vehicles for some accidents that have been caused by the autopilot in the car itself. Tesla still is one of the safest cars out there, has a five-star rating for its safetiness and stuff like that. So nothing has been proven yet as Tesla being unsafe. However, they are starting to investigate into it. So that's the reason for a little bit of a sell-off here. We dropped about 5% on one day and another 3% on the other, but we have started to pull back up. For those of you guys who watched the Tesla last week, there's a lot of new stuff. Elon is working on a lot of awesome stuff. We've got the new iRobot coming out, so make sure to keep an eye for that as well, because that's going to be a really cool innovation that Musk is working on. So what do I like here actually about Tesla though? Is the fact that it did just sell off and we are starting to recuperate, right? So that was a bit of an overreaction. Like I said, nothing has been proven, nothing's been found. It's just talks of starting an investigation. So I still am very bullish on Tesla, and I do think this is going to recover very quickly and come back up to these levels. So the only thing that we do have to keep in mind is that Tesla does have a resistance at about $700 a share. As we know, before it was having a lot of trouble breaking that 700. It finally broke that 700, went above it, and then that 700 became a support. Now we are back below that 700. So I do think we are going to see a bit of a resistance, right? If we were to draw ourselves out a line here, we do see a pretty clear resistance line right over here. So it's going to act as a little resistance. It might have a little bit of trouble breaking that point. And if you see it hit it, it might try to consolidate, or it might just break right through and continue to run up. But I do like this coming back up to about 720 a share. That would give us a nice little return if you were to grab it right here at about 680, running it up to 720 or so. That gives you about 5%, which is a very healthy return, especially on a big name stock like Tesla. All right, so now the next one that I want to look at is going to be ticker symbol DE, which is John Deere. They just reported earnings on Friday. They did have good earnings. If we come and take a look here, they beat earnings by about 16%, so relative to what was estimated. John Deere is a very good company. They've been around for extremely long time, right? And they have just been selling off a little bit here in the last couple of days, but I do think they are going to run up very well. If we go and take a look at some of the statistics behind John Deere's got very good stock patterns and statistics behind it. I'm going to pop it up here on screen. Usually 2 days after earnings, they're up about 1.7%, and up to 1 week after earnings, they're up about 1.8%. So I do think it is going to recuperate very well, and this is a nice price here at a discount, right? It was just trading at above 380. It's now pulled back to about $350 a share because of their earnings that they had on Friday. So now with this week, we are going to be seeing some of these patterns occur and should begin to reverse back upwards. So I really do like this trade. It is also sitting here at a pretty decent support, right? Doesn't mean that it's not going to necessarily sell off and come down to its next level. Its next level is down here at about $330 a share. But if you do see a little bit of a reversal and some steam start to pick up, I do think this is going to be very good. We've also got the MACD showing very oversold levels, as well as the RSI over here, very oversold. So I do think it's going to pull back up pretty quickly and come back and possibly test these all-time highs. Whether it's going to test these all-time highs this week, that I'm not sure about, but I do think it's going to reverse up and definitely go above 360, maybe somewhere between 360 to 370. So that's going to be a very good trade. Now the last stock that I want to talk about is going to be ticker symbol MA, which is MasterCard. Again, a stock that I'm very bullish on. It has been in the past couple of months just in this trading range, right? It's pretty obvious. It keeps coming down to this $350, $355 level, and it runs back up to about $390. So we see a clear support down here and a clear resistance. If we draw ourselves out of some lines, we can see that it's pretty obvious where they are, right? That's the support line. Here we've got the resistance. On a few occasions it has pierced through for the day, but it never sustains that gain. It always does pull back and comes back down to this support level. So right now we have recently pulled back. Ever since they reported earnings, they have been selling off. They are sitting now at that 355 support level. I do like them a lot. Again, looking down here at the RSI, it is pretty oversold. The MACD, not quite so much yet. It still is technically oversold, but there has been levels where it's been further down. But I do really like it sitting at this support. As we've seen in the past, every time it touches this, it doesn't stay here for very long and it bounces up, right? We saw a touch here, bounce up, touch here, bounce up. So on numerous occasions, it bounces up off of this 355, which is why I think it will also bounce up. Whether or not it's going to go test an all-time high this week, that I'm not sure about again as well. But I do definitely think it's going to be turned into a bullish position for this week and it's going to run up. So I'd be even comfortable just running this up to another little support that they've got here. We could see that it's had a bit of trouble at these levels here of about $370 a share. I do feel comfortable running that up from about 355 to 370, which is still a really nice return. If you want to be a little more aggressive, you could try to push it up to the 390 level. Obviously, you're going to need a bit more time for your expiration if you are doing any options, but either or, the return is going to be a very nice one. So if we are just pushing it to a comfortable level of 370, that's about 4.5%. And if you wanted to push it up even further, that's almost a 10% move. So as always, if you guys haven't joined our Discord yet, click the link in the bio. We've got a 1-week free trial that you guys can join. We are starting a new challenge this week. It's going to be the SPY challenge and overnight trade challenge. So you guys are really going to enjoy that. As always, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to like, comment, and smash that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time on the Sunday Stock Show. Enjoy.